Hey Team BBR, let's learn how to do a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. So when done correctly, this is what the dumbbell Romanian deadlift looks like. And this is a fantastic move for your posterior chain, so your back, your glutes, as well as your hamstrings. Now, as we're learning this move, we can divide it into three main parts. The first step is hinging our hips backwards. The second step is bringing our dumbbells down. And the third step is shooting our hips forward to come back up. So let's go through those steps one by one so we can master your deadlift. First step is hinging our hips backwards. So the hip hinge is kind of what it sounds like, just hinging our hips back. We're going to start with our feet just about shoulder width apart. And one way to think about this is you can imagine you're holding a bag of groceries in your hand and you're shutting the car door shut with your butt. We're just going to shut that car door shut. We're going to push it shut. That motion is essentially a hip hinge motion. So keep a soft bend in your knees and just practice hinging that hip back until it feels comfortable for you. Once you get that piece down, we can move on to the next step, which is bringing those dumbbells down our body. So you want to go until you feel a tension in your hamstrings. Some of you may be able to go down very far. Some may not be able to go down as far, and that's okay. As you get stronger and improve your flexibility, your range of motion will increase. So hinge your hip backs, and then bring those dumbbells down along your body. Keep them close to your legs. You want to kind of feel like you're shaving your legs that close. And as soon as you start to feel that tension in your hamstrings, we're going to go on to the next step, which is shooting our hips forward to come back up. So we'll put that all together, hinge back, bring those dumbbells down, and shoot our hips forward to come back up. And as we're shooting our hips forward, when you get to the top, give those glutes a little squeeze so we can maximize the motion. So let's do that a few times, and then I'm going to talk about some common mistakes to avoid. Now, things to keep in mind as you're doing this, the main checkpoints for you are, first, keep your back straight. The biggest mistake I see people making on a deadlift is rounding their back. We don't want to be doing this. Look how awkward this looks, right? We don't want to be arching it and popping our booty either. We just want to keep that back straight. Bring those dumbbells down, keep that back straight. And that's the first big checkpoint. The second big checkpoint for you is going to be your knees. So as you're coming down, keep a soft bend in your knees. Don't lock out your knees and don't bend them too much either. We don't want to turn this into a squat, right? We're doing a deadlift, not a squat. So let me just pause real quick and just chat about what's the difference between a deadlift and a squat, because this is important. A deadlift is a movement that's initiated by hinging your hips. A squat is a motion that's initiated by bending your knees. So this is a squat, this is a deadlift. Okay, so as you're deadlifting, you want to make sure not to bend your knees too much, because then you turn it into a squat, basically. So those main checkpoints, again, are your back, keeping that back straight, keeping those knees with a soft bend, and then the third checkpoint is going to be your core. I want you to keep that core tight. Imagine that somebody's about to punch you. What do you do with your core? You sort of squeeze it. That's what it means to have a tight, embraced core. We want to keep our core tight and stable throughout the motion. Keep that chest up as well. That's another way to keep our back straight. If our chest is down, it means we're slouching. So make sure that chest is up, head is neutral. And let's just do a few reps, keeping all these things in mind. Once you feel like you've mastered these main points of the deadlift, go ahead and complete your set. And I will see you in the next video.